Welcome back to episode 41 of our Ocarina of Time walkthrough. This is part 1 of 2 episodes that will be the completion of the Fire Temple. As you enter, run up the steps, go ahead and make your first left-hand turn, and you'll meet our old friend, Darunia again. She's very happy to see us, and can't believe that we are really here. And we're so much bigger than the last time he saw us. Of course, he named his son after us, right? And he wants to have a man-to-man talk with us, but Ganondorf's been causing a lot of trouble up on Death Mountain, and he's revived the evil ancient dragon, Volverga. On top of that, he's going to feed all the Gorons to the dragon. Oh no, it's terrible. And if Volga does escape the mountain, then Hyrule will become a burning wasteland. We can't let that happen. So, Darunia is going to go ahead and seal the evil dragon. And he's concerned because he doesn't have the legendary hammer, but he's going to have to go do it anyway. So he's going to ask us here to go free all the other Gorons while he goes to seal the dragon in. So the prison cells are in the opposite direction, and every time we free a Goron, we'll actually get a key as well. So which will allow us to continue on through the dungeon with the keys. But the first key, the first Goron, is actually in this room, so you have to go over to the left and run along those pillars, and then you can hop onto the switch there to free the Goron. Each Goron that is freed will give you some helpful information either about the dungeon or about the game. So he'll tell you a secret. In order to get into the room where Darunia went, you have to do something about the pillar stuck in the ceiling. So we have to find a path above this room. So if we look up, you can see the pillar right here, which we'll have to go way up there in the dungeon and then find a way to drop that down. We don't actually have the item that can do that yet. And now we can open up our first chest to get our first key. So now that is all that we can do in this room. So go and head back out to the main room that we came in, and now we'll use the key that we just got to open the door on the other side. Now in this room there are 2 small keys that we can grab and 2 Gorons to free, one on the left and one on the right. And then after we do that, then we'll proceed straight ahead all over to the other side of the bridge. Alright, the Goron's special crop that he's referring to is a bomb flower, so we can use our bombs exactly like that. And he said that the wall that you can destroy using the Goron's special crop or bombs will sound different when hitting it with your sword than a normal wall. So that's the difference between hearing a clang and kind of like a dull thud when you hit it. So you'll see that here in a moment. But if you turn around, there's a Temple of Time block, and now he's flying up there. So if we play the Song of Time here, then we will move that block down below, and then we can use it to climb up above to find a hidden door. Upon entering the room here, we'll find a bunch of flying tile. Best way to defend against them is probably just to use your shield. You can also hit them with your sword as they're flying towards you. I tried doing it here and it didn't really work out. My timing's a bit off. Now, here's another new enemy here called a like. Be very cautious of them. They're very dangerous because if you get too close to it while it's attacking you, it will consume you, as well as hurting you. It will then eat your shield and your tunic. They also, after you kill them, will generally drop 20 losers. And then you can kill the gold statue on the wall and collect the token by either using your hook shot or do a Z target and a jump attack on it. And collect token number 58. Now after exiting, we'll run directly across this large room to find the other Goron to free on the other side. This red lava here, as long as you're wearing your Goron tunic, you can actually walk in it for a minute. It won't hurt you unless you stay in it for any longer length of time. So if you run through it, no big deal at all, you won't take any damage. Now, if we remember from the last Goron that we just spoke with, he said that a wall that we could destroy with a bomb will sound different when hit with a sword than a regular wall. So here's an example. That wall sounds different. So we can use the Goron's special crop or a bomb to blow it up and revealing another door behind it. Personally find the music in this temple, that chanting, to be quite creepy. So basically, we can use a bomb to activate a switch. So keep that in mind. That'll be useful here in a few minutes. Alright, now to proceed on from this point, we have to have 2 keys. So you have to go into both of those rooms before we can move on. Just keep to the right, and actually, if I had stayed farther right, I wouldn't have gone hurt, and I could have just run up this plank in through the door. And hey, look! It's a giant geyser of fire shooting all the way up to the ceiling. If you look up, hey, there's a hole there. How convenient. So, we need to get up onto that chain link fence way up to the top. You can actually use your hook shot to get most of the way up and then climb the rest of the way. Or climb all the way up, either way. And then slowly move along the side, carefully not to fall down. Take care of the 2 keys here. If you let them go, they may well become fire keys that run through the fire. And then just jump down right where that block is very conveniently sitting there, where you can push it into the fire. Then we can jump on top of the block and ride it all the way up to the upper levels of the temple. Here we'll find a Goron in front of us. We can't quite get to him yet, so we'll have to come back later. But he's just there, very afraid. There's another new enemy here called a torch slug. So they are on fire. They'll drop a bunch of magic when you kill them. I like to use the hook shot, which then will freeze them in place, and then they can be pretty easily defeated using your sword. Once you're up here, you can jump across to the other ledge and ignore the switch for now. Push the giant block down onto the ground and then jump down there with it. Now we can jump across and move it right into the obvious spot that it would go. And from there we can climb up on top of it. And then kind of jump catty corner at that fence and climb up it. Now, if you remember earlier, the Goron, one of our Gorons, told us that the Goron special crop could be used to activate a switch. So we can drop a bomb down there. The reason why we need to do that is because that fire that goes away from the other fence that we have to climb, if you were to hit the switch with your sword, you would not have enough time to be able to run all the way over to the fence and climb up before the fire got to you. The only option that you could do if you didn't want to use a bomb is you could use your hook shot, or you use an arrow and shoot it from up above. Anyway, go through the door, and now we find ourselves in sort of a half crescent shaped room. So upon entering, make the first right hand turn, avoid the boulders if you can. I stupidly got hit twice by this one guy. And then go to the left, and there's a switch that we can hit and free another Goron. So we can blow up doors that might fall down on us. Pretty cool. Alright, open up the chest and we'll get another small key. Now, running out of here, if you go to the left, you'll actually go find a dead end. So keep right and then run all the way along the wall. And as we get over here, you'll hear a gold statula. So if you start hitting the wall in the right spot there, you'll hear that dead thud type sound. And so we can drop a bomb and find a gold statula right behind there. So shoot him down and collect token number 59. Now continuing along the right side here, we'll find another alcove that we can run in and a door. Upon entering, what could possibly be in here? I have no idea. As we run around, hey, there's another switch, and guess what? It's another Goron. So if we're on fire, we can put it out by either swinging our sword or we can roll forward. Alright, cool. Let's get another key. Well, after exiting, continue to stay to the right, avoid the boulders, and keep going around the half crescent shaped room until we find the locked door, which we can then go through. Once in here, there's 3 heart piece refills on the left, but be careful. If you fall down here, you're gonna have to come all the way back up, and it's a long way back. So very carefully shoot the eye on the right, and then go through the open door. Very important here to not fall down. Once in here, make a right-hand turn and open the big chest to obtain the dungeon map. So if we look at the map, we can see there's 5 floors in the dungeon. We're actually only up on the 3rd floor. There's still 2 more floors above us. Going back through the door, now we'll continue again to the right, and we'll go through that locked door using our last key. So the only thing to do in here is to continue the obvious way and jump onto the crate there. And as we do that, Link will turn around and say, oh no, there's a fire behind us. So run, hurry, go quick so the fire doesn't burn you. And oh, don't do that. Had I stayed to the left there and jumped into that floor tile, I could have avoided the bubbly that knocked me down. So continue on down, jumping on the other crates and pick up any heart refills that you need to. And now we'll continue on up through the door. And once we're over here, the fire will pass beneath us and will not be a factor. Now we're finding ourselves back into that crescent-shaped room that we were at before with all the boulders, but now we're up high. So you can run over here and take care of that torch slug that is in the way. And then I actually went ahead and used Pharaoh's Wind, just because we're kind of at a central point in the dungeon that we may want to come back to. If you happen to fall down anywhere, you can save yourself a lot of headache trying to get back up to this point. You'll notice something odd on the ground. Navi is trying to tell you that she hears Goron voices down below. That's an indication that we can drop a bomb to blow that up, which will then allow us to climb down and find another Goron way down here. What the Goron's referring to is the Flare Dancer, that is essentially like the mini-boss of this temple. So arrows will not hurt him, however bombs will. Well, after getting that small key, you noticed also as we stepped on that switch, it opened not one but two doors that actually created a shortcut back up to that point. So now it's time to head all the way back up here again, and we'll continue on the way that we were going. So stay to the left this time, jump all the way over to the left, and then there's a switch there that we can hit to open the gate up top. Just keep sort of jumping from one ledge to the other until you can get over to where that Goron is at. That's actually a reason for casting Pharaoh's Wind as well. If you do happen to fall, you can just use Pharaoh's Wind to get right back up here. Alright, so he's referring to our buddy Pierre, that we can play the Scarecrow song to get to a whole area of the dungeon that we otherwise could not get to. So grabbing this last small key, we're going to use his advice right now and head back towards that door that we originally came in. So you'll notice here in Navi actually will leave us turn green and fly way up high onto that ledge. So that is an indication that we can play the Scarecrow song to summon Pierre. This is the only way to get up to the 5th floor of the temple, and it is completely optional. Not required at all to complete the temple. So go ahead and hook shot onto Pierre. And then from there, turn around 180 degrees and you can hook shot onto that ledge. And this is the giant elevator that will take us way up to the 5th floor of the temple. From here, run around to the right and climb up higher. And you'll hear a gold statula. So go ahead and shoot him down. It's kind of right in your way anyway, you can't really proceed with him there. And collect token number 60. And then climb on up. And then as soon as we run into this huge room here, you'll turn to your left, and on the wall there is another gold statula. You shoot him down, and we'll collect token number 61. Alright, now the only other thing that you can do here if you wanted to was there is a chest surrounded by fire up on the left and a switch. So this is a little bit tricky. If you want to get it, it just has 200 rubies in it, which won't do us any good, but just to show you how to do it, step on the switch. You have to run all the way up here, right about where I'm at, hook shot onto that piece, and then from there, you can slide down and run all the way around. If you try to run around the long way, you won't make it in time, and if you try to run the short way and run up that hill, you'll slide down the hill. So the only way to get the chest before the fire comes out is to do it exactly how I did it. Hook shot up onto the piece there, and then run around straight to the chest, and you will barely make it on time. So from here we can just go and jump all the way down the way that we came. Run through the door. And then if you just jump straight down, you'll actually land about where you need to be. I was looking to see if the elevator may be coming up, and I went ahead and just jumped down. Lost a half a heart, oh well. And from here we need to actually go all the way down to the very bottom again. So, lost another half heart on that jump as well. But anyway, just run right through that door there. And then all the way across and back through the door, back to where that fire was chasing us before. So now you should have 2 keys at this point. And we're going to use one of them here. So we're going to do exactly what we did before. Jump onto the grate. Link will turn around. There's a fire. Oh no, we're running. So stay to the left. Avoid the bubblies. And then we can jump onto that ledge. Go ahead and jump up here if you want to grab some recovery hearts. 2 hearts down, so I'll go ahead and grab both of these. And as long as you're up here, the fire will pass underneath you, will not hurt you. And then if you notice before, there's a locked door up on top of that ledge, and that is the way to continue through. Now if you look at your map, this hallway here is just a passageway that goes from that one crescent-shaped room to the other. Thank you for watching. Please join me again for part 2 where we will complete the fire temple.